on this busy week in the precious metal market. Before we begin, as always, any information we convey here today is not to be misconstrued as investment slash financial advice. We are here to give you an over the look shoulder of what we're doing, what has our attention, and where we see a buying opportunity for you. Before we begin as well, as any YouTuber, what we always ask you to do is click the subscribe button, click the bell next to it, leave a comment, and give us a thumbs up. The reason we say this, ladies and gentlemen, you may not be aware of this, and I've shared it before. YouTube has an algorithm, and they look for feedback based on this algorithm. So if you're watching this and you simply just don't click the thumbs up, so all you have to do is click it, you're giving feedback that you like it, and they start to share it. They also then will notify you and keep you notified of upcoming events and programs that we have. But if you don't provide any feedback to them, then YouTube says, okay, at one point in time, you like proven improbable. We're going to put them out there for you on your channel, on your YouTube YouTube user ID for channels that you're subscribed to, but we're not going to make you aware when something is being publicized. So please click the subscribe button, click the bell, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment. I mean, if we've been a good steward to you, we take the time to research a lot of data. Our efforts are to help you financially. And all I'm asking is give us a thumbs up in the comment section below, leave a comment. That's all we ask. Now, here's what I wanted to share with you for this week. There's been a lot of attention, rightfully so, on the price of gold and the price of silver. However, I'm going to paraphrase Bob Moriarty in his book, Nobody Knows Anything, where he basically referenced in the beginning of the book that man is fine or good in a herd mentality when it comes to survival. However, man is not good on investing in a herd mentality. I believe and subscribe to the thesis of being a contrarian. This is where I stand out as a Sigma male. I stand on my own two with courage and conviction because I've done my due diligence. I don't need the herd. I can stand on my own 2 feet. And I've found that I have benefited the most with exceptionally high returns on a number of investments, speculative investments, because I stood on my own 2 feet as a contrarian. And so here's the contrarian play that I want to share with you that has my attention. And I haven't said this in a long time. And probably 2016, 17 is when I said this. In 2018, Palladium finally surpassed the price of platinum. Hadn't done that since the early 2000s. And prior to that move, we were sharing that we were starting to liquidate our position in palladium and move into platinum. And we were correct. Now, did I know that palladium was going to remain above the price of platinum since 2018? No, I did not know that. That's something I'm not good at, is forecasting what the market is going to do. What I am good at is identifying a sale. So here's the sale that has my attention that you're probably overlooking. And I'm very confident that you are, okay? Here it is. Platinum this week. Now, 3 months ago, it did surpass the price of, 2 or 3 months ago, it did surpass the price of palladium. But then within, an hour, palladium exceeded the price of platinum. But this week, platinum has separated itself. And right now there's by $70 right now. The price for platinum spot as of close Friday is 1,090 and palladium is 1,020. That has not occurred since 2018. In my view, this is an excellent opportunity for you to purchase platinum. Now, usually I say buy the one that's going down. The reason I'm not saying that this time. I'm saying platinum. Platinum is my biggest position. It has been for a number of years, but I'm going to continue to say that I believe that platinum now has the potential, if it ever, to exceed the price of gold. Now, I believe it's going to be an accretive move. It's not going to be parabolic over 2 months. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I believe that proposition, it could be very compelling. The reason I want to bring it to your attention is that 99%, you've heard me say this before, 99% of all buyers of physical precious metals are buying gold and silver. And I want to be fair and clear here. Gold and silver are the most trusted financial instruments in mankind, period. Not platinum, not palladium, not rhodium. No. However, platinum, palladium, and rhodium, they're like the cousins. They're noble metals. They're precious metals. They have produced the highest returns in the precious metal space in the last 10 years. Rhodium, number one. Palladium, number two. Platinum, number three. Then silver, then gold. We all like gold and silver, and trust me, to me, gold is the ultimate metal. But again, my goal is to accumulate gold. And so how do I plan to do that? Is by buying platinum at a discount. Right now, for the same price, I could purchase 1 ounce of gold, or I could get 2.3 ounces of platinum. I'm going to go with platinum because I believe that platinum will surpass the price of gold, not just equal it, it will surpass it as it historically has been. And that ratio is going to work in my advantage. And I'm going to get multiple ounces of gold when I make the transition. So when that occurs, I'm not looking to sell platinum for currency. I don't want currency. Physical precious metals, again, represents a savings account for me. And I measure my savings in ounces in weight. So the goal for me is to own platinum, trade it when the ratios change, convert it into gold. That is the play. And again, if you've read, and I implore you to read it, Bob Moriarty's book. Bob Moriarty, again, a mentor, friend. He is legendary in the space. We've interviewed him a number of times. He's everyone's favorite, actually, on our channel. But his book, Nobody Knows Anything, you can find it on Amazon. If you go to our website, provenimprobable.com, under the education tab, you will find the book, Nobody Knows Anything. But within that book, he shares that you could basically use your precious metals as a savings account. I'm paraphrasing again, and have a return of 30 to 70% basically every 5 years. Why? Because you're using the ratios to your advantage, and you're just trading one metal for multiple metals. And then those multiple metals, you trade them in for multiple metals over here as each ratio changes in your favor. The concern I have is if you're buying precious metals, is that you're usually only buying two metals. And that's gold and silver, of course. I want to go now to gold and silver. Big mistake. I see it recurring. And that is, we all want the best bang for our buck. And we want to have the best opportune, purchase we can make. And we try to time the market. And the mistake I see time and time again is someone was going to make a purchase, and they pulled back, which is fine. Okay, we're human. And the response is, well, I want the metal price. I think it's going to go down. And when it does, that's when I buy. It seems like every time I hear that response, and it's usually when I start hearing that response, it's by multiple people. It doesn't happen that way. The spot price goes up. But it doesn't matter if the spot price goes up. Because what happens is, it seems that whatever forces, if you will, out in the universe seem to know this ideology that people are having, and the premiums go up. Why? Because premiums, again, are based on physical inventory and the demand that you and I as retail people want. And of course, institutions, but I want to keep it more germane to retail. So the challenge is that you're only looking at one aspect of the price, and that's the spot price. Big fallacy. The premiums are always changing, irrespective of the spot price. Irrespective. I want to go back to this again. Last year, banking crisis, silver was $24 probably. 24 bucks. Spot the premium for a silver eagle is $18. So it costs you $42 to buy 1 ounce of silver eagle. Today, the spot price is higher. It's at $31.58, I believe, as the close. and the premium for a Silver Eagle is $6.85. So it costs less to purchase a Silver Eagle today. The spot price is higher, but the premium is lower. Conversely, a year ago, the spot price was lower. However, the premiums were 75%, a 75% premium, and everyone wanted silver. It defies logic. It shows that impulse, emotion was used in the transaction instead of logic. We should be restrained on emotion when it comes to investing and use logic, use empirical evidence. Don't get me wrong. When I see a price move, I get excited. I'm in this space. I want to see those prices go high. And then I pause for a second. I say, wait a minute. How bad do I really want gold and silver to go high? Because if they really go parabolic, things are already looking terrible in society. Morals have declined. Our currency is declining. Leadership is in decline. Everything really seems to be in decline if you watch, well, not if you watch, it is the way it is. Go to any major city, if not major city, any city now, you're at an intersection, there's someone begging. It wasn't like that 20 years ago. So the currency is eroding in purchasing power. And if gold and silver go parabolic, there will be blood in the streets. And that's something I don't want. I don't want to be prosperous when others are losing their lives and being hurt physically. That's not what we're here for. But what we're here to do is protect our investments and to look out for the best interests of our family, because we want to be generational stewards and financial stewards. So putting everything into perspective, yes, I want the precious metal prices to go higher, but in an accretive way, not parabolic. But I'll take that back. I don't mind if it goes parabolic on platinum, palladium, or rhodium, because very few people own them and there wouldn't be blood in the streets. But with gold and silver, that's a different story. All right. I also, I don't see if you have any questions or comments, please throw them in. I believe I have that open for questions and comments. Let me take a look here. Yeah, please, and let me know where you're joining us from, please. I'd like to know. I'm gonna take a quick. Okay, maybe you're driving or whatever. That's fine. Here's the other part to note. If you've looked now at the resource stocks, a number of our partners are starting to move. One in particular that we covered back in on a live stream in October was Dolly Varden Silver. Today, Dolly Varden closed, I believe, at a 5-year high. They're at $1.20. Sean Kun, mastermind. I am looking so forward to what his team is going to be doing this drill season. They just started their drill campaign at the Kitsaw Valley project. The value proposition is overwhelming when you have a small float, 7%, and you have the biggest names in the natural resource space committing capital to Mr. Kun and his team and his projects. It's just a matter of time. So kudos to Mr. Kun, and I fervently believe when you're looking at the next generation of wealth builders in the natural resource space, that is a name you want to follow wherever he goes, Sean Kun. Another company that we've been partnered with, Gold Shore Resources, has been doing a nice turn of events here. The price is at, I believe, at 22 cents. Again, I'm going off of memory here. And a company, I believe, maybe the most undervalued company, period, in the natural resource space, Dime Core Mining. If you're an accredited investor, I'm foot stomping this. You must give me a call at 855-505-1900. Again, if you're an accredited investor, give me a call or email me, Maurice. Actually, we'll use my other email. For precious metal purchases, by the way, simply email Maurice at milesfranklin.com. But if you're in the natural resource space and you're looking for finance opportunities and you're an accredited investor, email me at contact@provenandprobable.com. But back to Dime Core Mining. Dime Core Mining, in my opinion, may be the most undervalued, overlooked stock in the natural resource space. A number of compelling catalysts are starting to really gain some momentum If you look at the interview we conducted with CEO Dean Taylor back in January, in the first 8 minutes, I mean, he really gives you a macro perspective of the diamond space. But there's some other catalysts now that are starting to set into motion. And if you are an accredited investor, and the reason I'm highlighting this is because they are conducting a finance opportunity right now. But a number of catalysts are coming into play here for diamond core mining. EMX royalty. If you are looking, if you've satisfied your position on gold, I've foot stomped this a number of times. If you've satisfied your position on gold, and my composition in my portfolio is 15% gold, but if you want to continue to have gold, then EMX royalty is a must-have if you want gold. A great play on gold, copper, but polymetallic, but gold, copper are the main two. Massive, the biggest, most expansive portfolio in the natural resource space. They are, to me, the little brother of Franco-Nevada, and they have common synergies with Franco-Nevada. Franco-Nevada is a big player now with EMX royalty on 2 strategic plays now in the last 2 years. Another one we just released an interview with, and that was Emperor Metals and the Duquesne West Gold Project in Quebec. That proposition is somehow off the radar, and I don't know why, I don't know how, because they're in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. They are surrounded by mines that need mill feed, and they have it there with high-grade gold. Open pit is the key word here, and we just conducted an interview with John Flork last week. Watch that. Always overlooked, in my opinion, as well as Riverside Resources. They are, I believe, in the process of going from a project generator to a royalty generator. They're making a number of strategic plays, and I'll have someone here. Gold closed all-time high, and silver just broke 11 years high, but why mining stocks are so hesitant to move? That is an anomaly that no one seems to be able to figure out. Great question, by the way, and thank you for asking. I've shared this before. The mistake many people believe is that a resource stock is leveraged to the underlying metal. Wrong. And if you didn't believe that before, you're learning that lesson now. Each exploration/mining company is independent of its own merits. Yes, the metal price does impact it. In particular, if you're looking at if they've done it a PEA, and if they use a conservative number on whatever it costs to extract their all-in sustaining costs, yes, they need that metal price to be higher than that for them to be profitable. Completely get that. But they're independent of their own. It's leadership. It is management, board of directors. So many intangibles that go in that permitting. Permitting is, it doesn't make the press release, but permitting is huge. So there's a number of factors there. But here's the key. Here's the key. The key is, if you've identified great companies like a Dolly Varden Silver, there should be no reason to complain. This is your opportunity to buy. This is the pure contrarian play. This is why we're here. We don't want to be part of the herd. We don't want to buy a Tesla at $400. You want to buy a Tesla at $3. You don't want to get this is the point. Contrarian investing, in case you just missed it, that's what we're about, is contrarian investing and identifying those plays that the market is overlooking. Now, there is some momentum there for Dolly Varden Silver, but again, 7% float. That means 93% of it is held in tight capital, prudent capital, long-term investors, institutions, and high net worth people. They're not letting go. So if you have an opportunity to buy Dolly Varden Silver or any of the companies that I've just referenced, here's your time. This may be an opportunity of a lifetime as we look back. And that's not me putting on my sales cap. Remember, I don't benefit from me purchasing any of these stocks. I buy them myself. I'm a long-term shareholder. I believe in them. That's why we're partnered with any of the said companies that I referenced. Another company that is I really like is Grizzly Discoveries. Grizzly Discoveries is one in British Columbia, and I correspond with the CEO on a regular basis, Mr. Brian Gris-Testo. Just a little personal note, he and I both smoke cigars, and we say good morning to each other. If you're watching, sir, hello. But Grizzly Discoveries, polymetallic, historic mining, it's there. It's there. And they have a YouTuber. Oh, how's his name escaping me? I've interviewed the gentleman. Um, oh gosh, it'll come to me in just a second. But he's actually has a position in the company and sold one of his a portion of his assets to them because he's not in a position to explore and mine. He is just a geologist on the surface, and that's his niche. And how am I? Dan Hurd. I'm sorry, Mr. Hurd. Forgive me if you're watching, but Dan Hurd has a position. Very popular YouTuber in the area there in British Columbia. So Grizzly Discoveries is one I really like, and they're only 3 cents. That doesn't make sense for what they have. And there's a mill there. A lot of great synergies they have with the natives there, the Soyuz natives. And this proposition could be a very slept on. It is, in my opinion, but I think time is going to show as they come out with some results here, their price is going to go up. So if you're looking for a company, and again, in these companies, they're on my website, provenandprobable.com. You just go in there, click on the partner tab, and you'll see them. Grizzly Discoveries. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please continue to bring them back to me. And another one that, let's see here. Who am I skipping right now? Give me a second as I get some water here. I'm thinking of, well, copper. Copper is one that just gets overlooked. If you're a accredited investor, there's a proposition there for you in copper bullet mines. That is in Arizona. Dan Weir is the CEO there. And Mr. Weir, if you're watching, hello. That's a compelling proposition. I've been a shareholder in Copper Bullet for over 2 years. Private company looking to go public. And the copper proposition, ladies and gentlemen, in the next 20 years, we're going to consume more copper than all of recorded history combined. And after 20 years, it doesn't stop. The appetite for copper is only going to get higher. I mean, we could, and this is a far-fetched statement, but we could see, where copper might be, forget critical, it could be listed maybe as a precious metal. That's how concentrated or tight the market's going to be on copper here. It's going to be explosive. So if you don't have copper in your portfolio, now I'm not referring to, let me make a distinction here. Physical copper, coins, bars, the premiums on them are so excessive. That's why we don't sell them at Miles Franklin Precious Metals Investments. And of course, it's not a precious metal right now. So I don't own copper physical. What I do own are copper exploration companies and or copper mining companies. And another one is Nevada Copper. So there's some good propositions there. And again, EMX Royalty has it. Riverside has copper in their portfolio. Grizzly Discoveries has copper in their portfolio. And who am I skipping right now? I know what I'm skipping is uranium. So if you notice now, uranium has kind of gone away. And here we have, hello, ma'am. Have you shared that we should use the ratios when buying precious metals? Yes. Thank you. Yes, I have covered that, ma'am. And thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. And I owe you a video. I know I owe you a video. And I may do that video tonight after this. So the video I'm referring to is Mrs. Hood has, she and I spoke in the past, and she has an appetite for learning this space. And I commend her and I applaud her. And I shared with her the prudence of knowing and understanding the Lassonde curve. And I have shared that I would put a video out on that, and I haven't. Shame on me. I'm going to get that out. Okay, I'm going to get it out. I promise you I'll get it out. But the answer to the question again, yes, ma'am, I did cover that. Platinum is the metal to buy. The proposition is the most compelling I've seen right now for it to move because of the separation for the first time. Not that it's past the price of palladium, it's that it's separating itself by now $70. Platinum is a no-brainer in my opinion. It's my biggest position. Again, my portfolio, physical precious metals, 15% gold, 40% silver, 45% platinum, and give or take, I have a couple of ounces of palladium. Nothing, I mean, percentage-wise, it's just not anything significant. Platinum is the metal to me, hands down. And I love silver. I love all the metals. If you want to test to see how much I love the metals, I'll give you my address. You can mail me as many ounces as you want. I'll prove to you. I love metals, but my favorite metal, hands down, it is platinum. Let's take a look here. I was going to speak of uranium. So it's funny how uranium has moved up. It had all this momentum, and then it's kind of come down, and everyone's kind of forgotten about it. Uranium, ladies and gentlemen, we need uranium. The amount of energy that it produces, the price that it's at right now, if we're going to go green and we're going to be clean, then you have to have uranium. Uranium is a when, not an if. So it's a when proposition, W-H-E-N. If you have a when proposition, then you have a win proposition. And uranium, hands down, take a look at two of our partners, F3 Uranium, which once was known as Fission 3, and the CEO's Dev Rendhauer. And also take a look at the interview we conducted with our other partner, and that was with John DeJoya of Strathmore Plus Uranium. Again, common synergy is Dev Rendhauer. He is Mr. Uranium. And so, proven pedigree of success. If you know uranium, you know that name. And two very compelling propositions there in uranium. And here's what's interesting. They conducted a finance. I participated in it, conducted a finance, and it's down about 30% right now. This is your time. I mean, you're buying it at a discount from what I bought it at. And I'm not complaining what I bought it at. So the propositions are there. So Strathmore Plus Uranium is going to be in Wyoming, which John DeJoya, the gentleman I interviewed, he himself is responsible for 10% of all the uranium production in the United States, period. That one gentleman alone. So they have three very compelling projects there that they're going to start on here. Then we move to Fission 3 Uranium. They're in the Athabasca Basin. So, and they're kind of like, if you will, they were like the brother to Fission Uranium in the Patterson Lake South, and they're Patterson Lake North in the Athabasca of Saskatchewan. And I've been on site. It's a compelling proposition. Long time ago, 2016, but uranium is a must. So copper is energy, uranium is energy, silver is energy. Clean energy definitely is going to be your catalytic converters, so that's where platinum comes in. Let me think. I know I'm missing a company here. And if you have any questions, please forward them. Let's see here. And I'll try to keep this live stream to another 2 minutes if possible. Let's see here. Who am I skipping? I know I'm skipping someone. Oh, Rover Metals might be another one for you to take a look at. Lithium play in Nevada. And it's claystone, not brine, claystone. So that is a pure, a lighter form, near surface, doesn't need as much water, because of course, if you know Nevada, it is a very dry area. So looking forward to see what Judson Coulter, the CEO, has coming for us in the coming months on the press releases coming out of the Let's Go Lithium project. If I forgot a company, which I know I have, but I'm going off of memory, I have nothing in front of me. If you have any questions or comments after this, you're welcome to give me a call at 855-505-1900, or you can email Maurice at milesfranklin.com for physical precious metals. That's Maurice at milesfranklin.com for physical precious metals regarding any companies, or if you are an accredited investor, then give me a call. Email for that is contact@provenandprobable.com. And one last one I did forget regarding a private company that's looking to go public. If you're on our email list, there's a Hyper Sciences. Every week I publish a weekly update, and it's all the interviews we've conducted. But within that, there you'll see one for Hyper Sciences. Again, a company that's looking to go on the NASDAQ here this year. Hyper Sciences. They are not a mining company, not an exploration company, but they're in the mining industry, and they have some of the biggest names committing capital to them right now, and it could be you as well. So again, if you want any more information on that, contact at Proven and Probable, 855-505-1900. This is Maurice Jackson wishing you and your family an amazing weekend.